Let's turn to the latest with the House Republican Conference Chair Liz Cheney and whether the caucus will push her out of leadership. Axios posted audio of House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy on a hot mic yesterday criticizing Cheney ahead of an interview on Fox News. Here is what McCarthy said off air versus what he said live on air.
I think she's got real problems. I've had it with it's, I've lost confidence. Well, someone just has to bring the motion, but I assume that will probably take place.
There's no concern about how she voted on impeachment. That decision has been made. I have heard from members concerned about her ability to carry out the job as conference chair, to carry out the message. I haven't heard members concerned about her vote on impeachment. It's more concerned about the job ability to do and what's our best step forward that we can all work together instead of attacking one another.
Singing a different tune on the air, a spokesperson for Congresswoman Cheney put out a statement after McCarthy's interview saying, quote, "This is about whether the Republican Party is going to perpetuate lies about the 2020 election and attempt to whitewash what happened on January 6th. Liz will not do that. That is the issue, Joe." So no change from Congresswoman Cheney and her position about all of this. She's increasingly on an island here. It looks like, if you talk to people behind the scenes, she is going to be pushed out of that job as leadership chair in the Republican Party because she made the statement again that the election of 2020 was not stolen.
Well, Mika, it's sort of the Obi-Wan Kenobi principle. Strike her down, and she'll only become stronger.
Yeah.
Darth, I mean, here you have the Wall Street Journal yesterday in a scathing editorial that we're going to be reading in a little bit, saying GOP leaders should not have to lie about 2020 to keep their jobs.
Well, let's read it now. I mean, they write in part this: Republicans will look foolish or worse to swing voters if they refight 2020 in 2022. They can truthfully say that Democrats used lawsuits to exploit the pandemic to change the election rules in some states. They can also say Democratic judges on the Pennsylvania Supreme Court let Democrats get away with it. Democrats did a better job of exploiting the pandemic election rules than the GOP. But there's no evidence any of this was decisive, as Mr. Trump lost the popular vote in a rout and the Electoral College by a similar margin to what he won in 2016. Mr. Trump lost even as Republicans gained 12 seats in the House. The election was close, but not as close as others in American history. Republicans should find a way to speak this truth to voters in 2022 and quickly turn to running on an agenda for the future that will check Mr. Biden and his cradle-to-grave entitlement state. Purging Liz Cheney for honesty would diminish the party. And, Joe, it just goes back to our lead story and how serious it is, what this judge has said about the Trump presidency, about the Mueller report, that the president, with the help of the attorney general, used the Mueller report to drum up hate, to foment anger, and it had all led up to January 6th, and, by the way, took the Republican Party hostage, and they are choosing to stay there.
I don't understand it. Let me bring in Michael Steele. Michael Steele's with us. Michael, my God. So we got a guy.
What?
We got a guy who has, and if you read the Mueller, you have a guy in our first story. He tried to obstruct justice. A mayor would be in jail right now. A member of Congress would be. Everybody knows that, right? But okay, that's the past. He beat the rap, and he had people, some at the Wall Street Journal, writing op-eds, running cover for him, talking. So okay, but that's behind. Okay. But they did that, and at the time they were gritting their teeth, saying, "Oh, we don't want to be a part of this, but he's the president. We got to defend him." But here we find ourselves, as the Wall Street Journal editorial page says, with just a veritable cornucopia to feast on from a Democratic presidency that's the most liberal since LBJ. I don't know. LBJ may even be Calvin Coolidge compared to this president and what he has already proposed. My God, I would pass out. I would be like James Brown on the House floor, like condemning one huge government overreach
But they can't.
after another. After I would be falling down, and maybe you could put the cape on me, and I'd get up and throw it off, and I'd say, and then he wants to. But they can't do that.
No.
You know why they can't do that? Because they're talking. I would like to swear now, but I know it's early. They're talking about Dr. Seuss. They're talking about
They're
Mr.
dum-dums.
Mr. Potato Head. Like, they're talking about Liz Cheney. They're continuing to lie about the 2020 election when everybody knows they're lying about the 2020 election. I will take a deep breath and let you talk. But just think of this seriously. If there were a conservative there, this is all, I guarantee you, when I was there, this is all we would be talking about. And we would be on the floor night and day talking about runaway government. They instead are talking about a woman with a lifetime 95% ACU rating, like me, by the way, who's simply telling the truth about the 2020 election. This is madness.
Yeah, and not only does she have a 95% ACA rating, she has a 95 or 97% rating voting with Donald Trump. So it's not like she was this outlier. But Mika has given us the image here. Liz Cheney is the rescuer. She's come and she's found the hostages, and she's saying, "Come on, follow me out of the building. Come on, I've got away." And they're sitting there going, "No, no, no, we want to stay. We like it." In fact, bad rescuer, bad person who's trying to save us from ourselves. And that's where we are. You're absolutely right, Joe. The party, instead of taking time to put down on the carpet for the American people what the spending means, what the programs that are being proposed mean, putting their alternatives and giving a conservative, a viable conservative governing choice to the American people, are instead fixated on Dr. Seuss and kicking the only female in leadership who is more conservative than most of the men who's kicking her out, right? Kicking her out of the game.
Yeah.
And so this is their new reality here. I mean, the Wall Street Journal, and I appreciate they sort of give me, hey guys, this is your playbook. This is your playbook. And yet and still they refuse to go down that road that will free them of Trump. Instead, you've got Ted Cruz going down to try to do his version of Kevin McCarthy, right? And sit there and have tea and crumpets while the party's burning. So here we are. Liz Cheney will be the tip of the spear that will be their undoing. They will probably oust her, and then they'll elevate a woman who, as Pelosi noted, is one who's more compliant and agreeable to Trump. And they think that they will have won that battle. They won't.
This picture is just incredible of Ted Cruz and Trump. It's just, wow. And yeah, kicking the wrong woman, who, Kevin McCarthy, you've had it with her. Well, good luck, because she's going to run for president at this point, and I don't know where you'll be. Let's bring in national political reporter for the New York Times, Elena.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.